Hi, I'm Shelley. Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be my January TBR. It's going to be a bit late going up, but better late than never, I guess. So I think on my TBR for this month I have 10 books altogether. 8 I'm pretty sure I'll get to, and the other 2 are maybes. So and one of them is this jar. In my last video I showed you this jar here with 12 pieces of paper and 12 books on it, and I'll talk about that at the end of the video. That'll be my last book on my TBR for this month. But the first one, spoiler alert, I already read it, is this one right here by Seanan and McGuire, and that is Adrift and Currents, Clean and Clear, and this is the 10th book in the Wayward Children series. I actually got an early review copy of this one audiobook, so I listened to that, and I just got my pre-order in the mail actually, so I was happy to be able to show the actual physical book in this video. And then this series is a school for children who I've went to these fantastical worlds through doors, magical doors, and have come back and don't want to be in the real world, want to be back. They consider the door they went through, the world they were in, as their real homes. So this book follows a returning character actually, and this is Nadia's story. And like all the other books in this series, I love this book. So that was that one. That started off good. I have one book read already. And the next book on my TBR for January is the 4th book in the Temperance Brennan series by Reichs, and it's Fatal Voyage. In this one, a commercial jetliner disaster has brought Tempe Brennan to the North Carolina mountains as a member of the investigative agency DMORT. I think that's how you pronounce it. As bomb theories abound, Tempe soon discovers a jarring piece of evidence that raises dangerous questions and gets her thrown from the DMORT team. Relentless in her pursuit of its significance, Tempe uncovers a shocking, multi-layered tale of deceit and depravity as she probes her way into frightening territory where someone wants her stopped in her tracks. So I'm looking forward to reading that one this month. I'll put that one there. The next book I want to read this month is The Lola Quartet by Emily St. John Mandel. The last couple of months I reread one of her books and read the other one. And The Lola Quartet, how far would you go for someone you love? The Lola Quartet, Jack, Daniel, Sasha, and Gavin, 4 talented musicians at the end of their high school careers. On the dreamlike night of their last concert, Gavin's girlfriend Anna disappears. 10 years later, Gavin sees a photograph of a little girl who looks uncannily like him and who shares Anna's surname, and suddenly he finds himself catapulted back to a secretive past he didn't realize he'd left behind. But that photo has set off a cascade of dangerous consequences, and as one by one the members of the Lola Quartet are reunited, a terrifying story emerges of innocent mistakes, of secrecy, and of a life lived on the run. Filled with love, music, thwarted dreams, The Lola Quartet is a thrilling novel about how the errors of the past can threaten the future. So I'm looking forward to reading this one this month, and then February, March, and April I'll be reading the next 3 books that she wrote. That'll be a reread for those 3. The next one on my TBR is this one right here, Woman on the Edge by Samantha M. Bailey. And on the cover it says, "She gave you her baby and then she jumped." So this would be a psychological thriller. Let's see, it says, in a split second, Morgan Kincaid's life changes forever. She's on her way home from work when her mother begs her to take her baby, placing the infant in Morgan's arms. The distraught woman then jumps in front of an oncoming train before Morgan can stop her. Morgan has never seen this woman before, and she can't understand what would cause a person to give away her child and take her own life. And how did this woman know her name? When the police take Morgan in for questioning, she learns that the woman who jumped was Nicole Markham, prominent CEO of the athletic brand Breathe. She also learns that no witnesses can corroborate her version of events, which means she just became a murder suspect. To prove her innocence, Morgan frantically retraces the last days of Nicole's life. Was Nicole a new mother struggling with paranoia, or was she in danger? When strange things start happening to Morgan, she suddenly realizes she might be in danger too. So this one seems really like a real psychological thriller, and it's actually not that long. It's only 254 pages. And also this book here, I'm taking part in a few reading challenges this year, so I'll probably talk a bit more about it in my next video. But one of the reading challenges I'm taking part in, I try to take part in every year. Kayla from Books and Lola. I'll try to remember to tag her channel down below if you haven't heard her before. And she does reading challenges, buzzword reading challenges. So normally she does just one buzzword, which is a word in the title. But she also has this year cover book challenges, buzzword. And for January, the cover challenge is a pattern. So I don't know if you can see it on there, but on this book here, I was just going through my shelves and I saw this book, and it has a subway tile pattern. So I thought that would be perfect to read for that challenge there. The next book, actually I'll do the other buzzword challenge book, and that's this one I have on ebook. And this one is To Tell You the Truth by Gilly Macmillan. This one is also a thriller, mystery thriller. And this one here is the buzzword challenge for January was truth or lies. So it's a book with true or truth or lies, lie or lying, that type of thing on the cover. So I realized I had this one. I already had this one in my ebook collection. So I'm going to read that one for that challenge. And I'll just read, I think I have it here, read what this one is about. And this one, it says, best-selling mystery writer Lucy Harper's talent for invention has given her fame, fortune, and an army of adoring readers. It has also saddled her with dependents, namely her fawning husband Dan. When Dan suddenly goes missing, his disappearance evokes dark memories that take Lucy back more than 30 years, to the day her brother vanished without a trace. That's when Lucy began conjuring stories. The police investigation revealed few confirmed details, so she created tales to fill in the gaps. To explain what happened that day, her brother disappeared, and young Lucy was the only witness. Now, decades later, with the whole world watching, Lucy's past and present are colliding, and this best-selling author, skilled in telling stories, is losing control of her own narrative. Where is Dan? What happened to Lucy's brother? And is the brilliant mystery writer an expert in devising red herrings and hidden clues, revealing all she knows about both disappearances? With twists and turns that lead all the way back to World War II, Gilly Macmillan reveals the answers in this clever and compulsive readable mystery, sure to thrill fans of Liv Constantine and Sherry Lapina. Gilly Macmillan, I've read all of her books to date, actually, and I didn't realize that this is the only book of hers that I have not read. So I am looking, and I've really enjoyed all her other books, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one as well. Now, the next book on my January TBR is Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. And this is book 2 of the Emily Wilde series. And the first book was Emily Wilde's Book of Fairies, I believe. I think I have it right here. Encyclopedia of Fairies. So I'll probably just read you a bit about the first book, because this is a 3-book trilogy, and the third book comes out next month, so I want to read the second one before, so I'd like to pick up the third one as well and read. And in the first book in the series, a curmudgeonly professor journeys to a small town in the far north to study fairy folklore and discovers a dark fairy magic, friendship, and love, in the start of a heartwarming and enchanting new fantasy series. So I think this I'll read about that one. It's a book about fairies. And I really like the first one. So I'm looking forward to reading the second one. And then I'll pick up the third one when it comes out. In this one, when mysterious fairies from other realms appear at a university, curmudgeonly Professor Emily Wilde must discover their secrets before it's too late. And this is the second one. So looking forward to reading that one. And the next book that I want to read this month is, actually I already read this one as well. This one's called Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. This is the first Alice Feeney I've read. This one, I was supposed to get this one come in early December, but it was late coming. So I read it in January, read it for the first week of this month. And I haven't read any Alice Feeney before, so this is my first one I read of her. And this book is also about an author. Author Grady Green is having the worst, best day of his life. He calls his wife Abby to share some exciting news as she's driving home. He hears Abby slam on the brakes when she sees something in the road ahead. Over Grady's protests, Abby gets out of the car. When he eventually finds her car by the cliff edge, the headlights are on, the driver's door is open, her phone is still there, but his wife has disappeared. A year later, Grady is still overcome with grief and desperate to know what happened to Abby. He can't sleep and he can't write, so he travels to a tiny remote Scottish island to try to get his life back on track. Then he sees the impossible, a woman who looks exactly like his missing wife. I really enjoyed this one. I'll talk about more in my January wrap-up. I'm still not sure about the ending, so if you've read this one, comment below and let me know what you thought of it. That's that one. And a couple more. This one, The Thursday Murder Club. I have the next book in the series and another third one coming, so I really need to start this series, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. And I'm hoping to get this one this month. I'm waiting on the audio book from my library, so it says I have less than 2 weeks. I'm hoping to get it before the end of the month. But this one, it says, in a peaceful retirement village, 4 unlikely friends meet weekly in the Jigsaw Room to discuss unsolved crimes. Together they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. When a local developer is found dead with a mysterious photograph left next to the body, the friends suddenly find themselves in the middle of their first live case. They might be senior citizens, but they are cleverer than most. As the bodies begin to pile up, can our unorthodox but brilliant gang catch the killer before it's too late? So I'm really looking forward to reading this one, and hopefully before the end of the month, if not, then the very first week of February, hopefully. Put that one up there. And this one I was supposed to read last year when it came out. This one is called Murder on Painted Place by Emily Hepditch. And this one is another, seems like I'm starting off a lot of murder, mystery, thriller books again this year. This one, upon the death of the legendary but reclusive portrait artist Arthur Cherrywood, 6 strangers receive an invitation to his remote island mansion known as Painted Place. There, his estate, including his priceless private art collection, will be bequeathed to the guest. That's a hard word to say. Who, for the first time in history, will be allowed to explore the secretive home and studio where the painter created so many of his iconic works. But once the guests have arrived on Painted Place, a storm hits, stranding the group from shore. When morning finally breaks, someone is dead, and all signs point to murder. Together, the strangers find themselves trapped in a secluded mansion with a body, a missing will, and worst of all, a killer. It's set on a remote island off the coast of Newfoundland, which is also an island, and Murder on Painted Place is a modern twist on the classic noir whodunit, begging the age-old question, which one of us is the killer? So I'm hoping to get to this one this month. Put that one up there, and I think that was everything else, except for at the end of my last video, I drew a piece of paper from this jar. There's 12 books in here. That's 11 of them right here. And the one I drew out, of course, I think was probably one of the biggest ones. One I drew out to read this month was Moby Dick by Herman Melville. And of course, this is about Captain Ahab and Moby Dick. I don't think anyone has not heard of this story. So this one has been on my TBR for a while, sitting on my shelf. So I figured it was time to read it. And in this jar, there's nothing special about these books, but these are books that have been on my shelves for at least 5 years. So it's 5+ years. So now I could have missed some books, but those are the 12 that I could find that I know for sure have been on my bookshelves the longest. So I put 12 of them in this jar, and I plan on reading a book each month and get through those. This one, because it is so long, I've already got to page 70, and it's like over 500 pages, and the words are pretty, I don't know if you can see that, the print is pretty tiny. So I'm just reading a few pages a day. I was going through YouTube and I found a person, I think it's Tristan Reads the Classics. I'll try to find his page and link it down below for you. And one of his videos, he said, if you're not used to reading classics, an easy way to get through them, like especially some of the bigger ones, is to just read 12 pages a day. I haven't exactly been reading 12, but I'll read maybe the chapters. Most of the chapters are only short. So I'll read like maybe a couple chapters a day. So this one's going to take me probably a couple months to read, but I will still pick the second book from this jar at the beginning of February. And but I'm just going to take my time with this book. Instead of trying to read a lot at one time, I'm just going to read a few pages a day, like he said, which I think it is helping to get through it. So far, I've only been up to where Ishmael met Queequeg, and they become buddies, and they're on first small ship heading out, and they have not yet met Captain Ahab. So that's that one. And these are the other 11 books. I'll share those, of course, each month as I pick one out. I think the oldest book on this one, I had it written down here somewhere. The oldest book, I think, was 1883. One of these books is from 1883, this oldest one. Actually, that was the only one. And Moby Dick is from 1851. The rest is from the 1990s and the 2000s. The newest one is actually 2019. So I think I probably bought that one maybe a few months after it came out, and I still haven't gotten around to it. So I'm looking forward to reading that one as well, those as well. And I have this shelf here is my classic shelf. I guess there's a lot of Agatha Christie, some of which I haven't read yet. I've been collecting some of the Hercule Poirot novels, so I'm going to probably do a video talking about my goals for this year, reading goals, and some of them are to read some of the classics in my Agatha Christie that I have here. I have some Jane Austen. There's 3 there I think I haven't read yet. And I have not read Emma, so I'm hoping to read that one this year. I don't know if you can see. I'll show in another video, probably a closer up video of this. Like these books are, I just love these editions. And they have the really pretty end papers in them as well. So I'm going to try to read those. So that's it for my January TBR. And my next video will probably be my reading goals for 2025, which I can't believe it's already 2025. I've seen on YouTube some people have done the 25 and 2025, so I don't think I'll be doing that one because I already have 12s. But now I will talk about maybe in my next video some books that are on my TBR that I'd like to read this year, maybe some new books that are coming out, other books that maybe I bought last year, year before that I haven't read. So I hope you come back and watch the next video, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.